Hey guys, and welcome to this YouTube jazz guitar lesson. This lesson is going to be a bit of a quick tip, and hopefully it can add a different dimension to your solo guitar or chord melody style. The song that you heard me play there in the beginning was a standard called All the Things You Are by Jerome Kern, and this is one that a lot of guitarists learn a chord melody for. And one problem that sometimes occurs when students learn this song is they'll learn a chord melody for it. Maybe if you're learning drop 2 chords, this song's a particularly good song to learn a chord melody for. And you know, they'll play the melody kind of like this. Which is okay, you know, for practicing and stuff. It's recommended that you do that first. So this is really kind of more of an intermediate to advanced jazz guitar lesson. If you don't know what I'm talking about when I mention things like drop 2 chords and creating a basic chord melody for a song, then you should probably save this video for another day and check out some other lessons that I have on things like drop 2 chords and things like that. So basically the trap that most guitarists can fall into is just basically playing everything in kind of a very blocky way. And you know, one thing that I like to do to make this chord melody playing sound a little bit more pianistic is a technique that I've learned from listening and watching to guitarists such as Howard Alden and Martin Taylor. And what they do is they'll often play the melody note, then the chord. And doing this ensures that you've always got a clear sense of chord melody in your solo jazz guitar arrangements. You know, you don't want to do something that's so complicated that you lose track of the melody. And this is a really good way of making sure the melody is always strong. So I always like to play the melody note first, then the chord after. Of course, sometimes you might have to reconfigure some of your chord voicings. I mean, you could do that with a drop 2 chord if you wanted to, but this B flat minor 7, it might sound a bit thin because that's only on the top 4 strings of the guitar, so it might force you to learn some new voicings as well. I mean, this isn't really too much of an in-depth study of All the Things You Are. This technique can be applied to different songs that you're working on. You know, hopefully what you take from this lesson is a general idea. So you know, it will also work at a faster tempo. You know, if you're playing All the Things You Are, and you kind of heard me go into more of the kind of block style there on the second 8 measures of the song, and that just produces contrast. But to me, it's nice to have both these things available rather than just playing in a very kind of blocky chord melody sense all the time. If you can separate the melody note a little bit from just a kind of constant strumming of chords, it'll produce, I think, a better result in your chord melody, or at least then you've got the option, you know, rather than just playing things the same way all the time. I think it can produce a different colour altogether. As I mentioned earlier, this technique can be applied to any chord melody. It's not just limited to All the Things You Are, and it's a really good exercise. You could take another song like Moonlight in Vermont, which in block chords would sound something like that, but if you play it with the technique that I've mentioned, it adds a different sound again. I like to mix and match the two, as I did then, and it'll work on all kinds of songs. Probably the trickiest thing to get used to is that when you usually switch chords, you know, you practice moving all your fingers at once, but back to All the Things You Are, if you're going to play, for example, All the Things, there's certain chords which I like to get to the melody note first, like, you know, this D flat major chord. I'll hit the 3rd, then the rest of the chord. which is again is another kind of more of a pianistic kind of thing to do, and it's kind of the same idea as what I talked about in my Lenny Bro. I hope that this short tip has been useful and it will enhance your chord melody jazz guitar playing. If you found it useful and you enjoyed this lesson, I'd really appreciate it if you could click the like button below, and also if you could subscribe to this channel. That way you'll get free access to all the brand new jazz and blues guitar lessons that I post. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video lesson.